Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I'm really glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, February 13th, 2023. And in this video, I want to take a look at a small country that's having a lot of issues going on right now. I'm speaking of New Zealand. I have some regular commenters that have asked me to take a look at the situation in New Zealand, especially with this Cyclone Gabrielle that has made landfall and is wreaking environmental havoc. Let's take a look at a source where I looked at, and we'll see what the cards have to say. As always, I'm trying to find sources that YouTube won't object to. So here's a very mainstream BBC News. They are not one I recommend. They're deep state, but this is just simply about weather. So it's probably somewhat accurate. Scrolling a little bit here. So there's that. Now, and this was what got me started on that besides an email that I got. Diana Tarrant asked me, she was speculating about the continued cloud cover in New Zealand. Was that to stop everybody from looking up? And mentioned an incoming space rock. Okay, Keep On Shining is also from New Zealand, and they wondered if that is a smokescreen too. And AO is in Auckland. Okay, so those are just a few of my regular commenters who have told me they're from New Zealand and they would like a read, besides the one I did for the resignation of their prime minister. So yeah, I saw recently that Monkey Works had noted there were a lot of military craft coming and going from New Zealand, and I tried to find that and couldn't to share with you, but I'm just going to note it here verbally that it has been noted that there's military traffic coming and going quite a bit from New Zealand of late. So they've got the cyclone, they have weather warfare going on, and there is concern among the citizens that at the conclusion of that, farmland will be taken out of private hands. And yeah, because we've got our food supply, our farms, they're under direct assault globally. And the focus seems to be pretty strong in New Zealand. So let's ask the cards about that. Our question is going to be for insights and information into the weather warfare and shenanigans that the good humans of New Zealand are having to endure. Let's leave it general and let the universe narrow it down for us. Okay, one moment. Let's find out what they have to say. Okay, insights and information about the weather situation and shenanigans going on in New Zealand, especially maybe an eye on this cyclone, whatever the universe decides to let us think about and focus on. Okay, we got the Five of Cups, the High Priestess, the Fool, Four of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Eight of Swords, King of Cups. Okay, I'm going to just talk about my overall impressions here, and then we'll talk about what elements in the cards led me to those impressions. All right, there's a lot of sadness that's being had in New Zealand because of the weather, the manipulations. They just are starting to come free of some draconian leadership. And now this, it's like insult after injury for them. So there's a lot going on. That is, and it's not all it is deep state shenanigans going on here because the high priestess signifies some secrets. And she shows up when there's activity on the inner plane that's about to become manifest. So there's a lot of things going on. I think we've got some underground warfare going on in your area, some tunneling that's going on that they're working to clean up. And yeah, it looks like though it's got a good outlook moving forward. So let's get into that, and I'll talk about what in the cards led me to these conclusions that there's deep state shenanigans going on. There's weather manipulation. There may be some underground activity that they're trying to keep hidden. And let's go. Okay, so the Five of Cups. Okay, five. The only thing good about five is that it's a temporary situation. It's not going to last all that long, and there is some sadness here. Okay. However, one of the things in this card, he's acting like the three cups that have been spilled. That's everything, and he's totally ignoring that he still has some hidden blessings here, some things he hasn't looked at. Okay, so that can be what's going on with New Zealand, that there is some activity that is causing loss. Okay, but it does not mean the end of everything, and there are things that are out of his eyesight, not in his peripheral vision, that are actually beneficial, that will be made known to him. Okay, the Fool shows up for the recent past. Now, one of the interesting things about the card is that he shows up when there's new beginnings. Okay, and it represents primal and unpredictable energy of nature. So this is showing up here. So yes, there has been some manipulation of the primal energy of weather in New Zealand. It hasn't been as effective as they had hoped, but it has been devastating, as you can see by the reporting that's available to us of the storm damage. Okay, now the Four of Pentacles shows up here for the present situation, which is one of conserving your resources and almost being miserly. So coming on with, in conjunction with so many cups in this reading, which are your emotions, and again, kind of the a water sign here, which is definitely what's going on with the cyclone, being told to again, be careful with your resources. Okay, and those resources include emotional as well as other things. So let's look at the near future now. Near future, we have a fabulous card showing up, the Ten of Cups, okay, with families celebrating and stuff. I think we are coming to a time when, I'm not saying as a result of this cyclone, but more as a result of some big changes that are happening in our world. There's going to be celebration, and this chapter, this era of struggle and hardship for New Zealand is going to be put into the history books and memory, and not part of your current life situation. Now, on either side of that, though, we've got our primary insight card is the Eight of Swords, which tells me, and look, she's got water all around her. So as the waters recede, there's still going to be some struggle, a time of waiting for that to be completed and cleaned up. Okay. Then we have the Ace of Cups. Look, he's got water all around him. And again, our cups are our water signs. So not just water, but emotions. But he's in charge of those emotions. Okay. All right. Now, he can be a little stone-faced. He's a great poker player. All right. He's in charge of his emotions and got a good poker face. So that's telling us, again, if it's coming as an insight and advice, it's one thing to be aware of these shenanigans. It may not be the time to talk to your friends and neighbors about it. Okay, so use your discernment on who's open to hearing that, regardless of whether they're willing to accept that this weather manipulation was man-made or man-augmented. They're still having to deal with the reality of it and the aftermath of it. Let's get a couple more cards for clarity and insight. Okay, I like that this Three of Wands is coming up, which talks about, and finally dry land. Setting out in a new direction with your path clear in front of you. And again, dry land. You guys are ready for that, aren't you? And this is a card of choices, okay? Sometimes it's smoke and mirrors, since we're getting a sorrow caused by the deep state, okay? I would caution you to be watching out for smoke and mirrors, okay? So be careful what official bureaucratic assistance you sign up for, read fine print, okay? Choose wisely, okay? All that glitters is not gold. So let's recap. New Zealand has a lot of deep state shenanigans going on with their weather underground. There may be some strife and conflict going on. And of course, they've had problems with corrupt leadership. And their human rights trampled on for months and months and months. So this is just, like I said, insult on top of injury for them. So if you're in New Zealand, know that we're sending you all the positive energy we can, that we're hoping that those skies clear up and the waters recede. And the other thing too is, remember, got that nudge to be very careful about what assistance you sign up for and accept, read the fine print, okay? I don't want at the end of this people losing their homes and land when it could have been avoided. So, yeah, the scariest words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you. Don't forget that, okay? That's it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. I don't take you for granted. I know I say that all the time, but I really don't. Okay, just like I'm glad you're here, I really am, and I'm glad I'm here. Every day is a gift. Some gifts are better than others, but every day is a gift, right? So until next time, which probably won't be tomorrow. Yeah, I've made no secret that I'm getting ready to move, and I'm doing my final checkups with my healthcare providers before I move cross country and have to find new ones. So I've got, probably won't be on tomorrow, but don't worry about me, I'm fine. It's just a checkup and little travels involved. So I've set that as my goal for the day. So until next time, and happy Valentine's Day, everybody. If you don't have a sweetheart, be your own, okay? All right, let's look at the joyous positivity part of that message, which is love one another, love yourself. Okay, and that's part of our work to do. Isn't that great homework? Get better at loving yourself, telling yourself you're okay. God doesn't make mistakes and he made you. Love and light. Bye.